Welcome to the 2021 League of Women Voters of the La Crosse Area's 97th annual meeting. I am Mary Nugent, soon to be former League president. Our annual meeting is a time to reflect on the past, to plan for the future, and to share camaraderie with fellow League members. Tonight, we'll do the first two, with the expectation and hope of being able to soon meet face to face. After some general remarks, I will do a quick review of the committee's work and what they accomplished this year. Chris Haskell will then give an overview of all the important and effective voter service work. We are incredibly pleased to have Nikki Elson, La Crosse City Clerk, address you on the challenges faced as City Clerk. After some recognitions, it will be time to get down to business and vote on the ballot items. Robin Schmidt will explain each item and then there will be a vote on that item. We will end our meeting with closing remarks on the future of our league by Robin Schmidt, President-elect. We promise to try to be brief. Today's meeting is recorded and can be viewed on our website and YouTube channel. As I reflect on this year, I marvel at what we as a league have done. Every year has its challenges, but really, what else could have happened in 2020? Pandemic, isolation, hail, major election scandals, riots, marches, insurrection? However, through it all, our league, along with our sister leagues throughout the state and country, adapted, adjusted, and persisted to educate voters and defend democracy. When the pandemic became a reality in February of 2020, we were in the midst of a year of celebrations for two 100-year anniversaries, plus a very important election cycle. We had been awarded two grants that were specifically for expanding our reach for registration and voting. In an instant, all our plans evaporated. How do we register voters with no fairs, no festivals, no registration drives, no battle of the dorms, no parades, no contact? Our board and membership rose to the challenge. We rolled up our sleeves, adapted, and switched to what has become our new model. Zoom became our lifeblood. Getting started with this new to us technology took research and effort, but we soon realized what a wonderful tool it was for communicating with our membership, public, the outside world, and our board. Because of Zoom, we were able to continue to connect, to have an extraordinarily successful election year, and to not only strengthen, but to grow our partnerships and membership. Even when we can return to face activities, I foresee the league continuing to use Zoom as a tool to expand and extend our reach. Learning to Zoom was just the beginning of our technological transformation. After seeing a presentation on Club Express at the league's national convention last June, the board made the decision to take a leap of faith and invest in this completely new management system. This was a major change that took countless hours of planning, designing, learning, analyzing, testing, and transferring. It was a major remodeling project. And like a good remodel, the result was all we planned for and more. We now have a website that is so good that we have other leagues asking for our advice, and one that will make all functions of our league easier, from event registration to document storage, from membership renewal to volunteer scheduling, from keeping our membership informed to keeping necessary records. In addition, Club Express has aided in an expansion of our social media to include Twitter and Instagram as well as Facebook, helping us to get our messages out to a larger audience. These changes aided our two major committees to overcome the obstacles of 2020. Voter Services used social media and Zoom to navigate the busy election year, to expand their partnerships, and to develop a broad reaching media blitz that included videos, memes, and billboards. Because of our technologies, we were able to continue with our excellent lunch and learn programs, book club, and even our legislative breakfast. Thank you, Zoom. But there was a very special project that took old school technology, tape recorders. League of Women Voters Wisconsin asked our league to interview and record our 50-year members on their memories of the league and their advice to our current league. Volunteers contacted and recorded these invaluable histories. The stories are available on our website, and thank you to the inspirational women who took part in this project. I must emphasize that our volunteers, not technology, are who make the league the respected and effective organization that it has become in the last 100 years. Let's take a quick look at all the active volunteer committees in our league, what their mission is, and some of the highlights. Some committees are standing and some are temporary, serving a specific need for a specific time. An example of a temporary committee is census. This year, that committee worked with the county to relay the importance of participating in the census to all the people in the county, including college and university students. Like everything, COVID made getting an accurate census count difficult. Forums and Vote 411 are election year committees. This year we held 5 forums, all virtual. Going virtual actually expanded the number of viewers since people could watch live or from the YouTube recording. Vote 411 is becoming an invaluable tool for voters trying to find information on local and higher candidates. Over 100 local candidates were personally contacted to ask them to participate, and almost 4,000 people checked out our site. Fair Maps is a multi-organizational group dedicated to persuading counties to adopt fair map referendums or resolutions. La Crosse, Trempealeau, Monroe, and Vernon counties have all signed on to Fair Maps because of this group's efforts. They are now looking for people to join in the effort to get more support from the Southwest counties. So far, over 50 counties out of 72 have agreed fair maps are needed to have fair elections. Hopefully, the state legislature will agree. With the PFAS problem on French Island, the public has become more aware of the dangers of it to our drinking water. We belong to a consortium of leagues throughout the Midwest that have been working on building awareness of the importance of water issues for years. In my humble opinion, never has this been of more importance. Next, Voter Services is the meat and potatoes of the league. It's an awesome group that does amazing things, as you will hear later. Our programming committees educate and connect. The Centennial Committee planned almost 2 years of celebrations and recognitions for the 19th Amendment and the 100th birthday of the League. We will have a closing event in September to make up for the cancellations of the majority of the events in 2020. Something to think about, in 3 years, we will be celebrating our 100th. 2 fun groups are our book club and movie discussion group. If you like to learn and have lively discussions about books or movies, these groups are very welcoming. The use of Zoom has allowed people to join in the discussions who are not from the area or even from the state. The movie discussion group was formed to discuss the Netflix miniseries Amend, The Fight to Save America, a miniseries well worth watching. If voter services is our meat and potatoes, then program is the vegetables. Good stuff to keep our brains healthy. This year's Lunch and Learns were full of topics like national popular vote, gerrymandering, and climate impacts to help us learn, think, and act. Let us know if you have any ideas for future programs or speakers. Finally, if you are interested in helping to keep the league running, the membership, publicity, and communication groups can use your skills. This year expanded the importance and need for all three of these areas as we became more media and technology driven. If you really want to learn what League is all about and be part of setting its direction, consider becoming a board member or a committee chairperson. I can honestly tell you that being on the board has been one of the most rewarding things I have ever experienced. Our membership is key to the league's success. In this difficult but wonderful year, you kept us going even better than before. Our growing membership numbers reflect the interest and regard you have for the league. Thank you for your support and go tell a friend. Last June, as we prepared for the 2020 general election in the midst of COVID crisis, we began to move nearly all our communications into the virtual world. To meet this challenge, our board of directors established a communications oversight committee to coordinate communications for all of our league's operations. Throughout the year, the COC developed communication teams, and the league's message appeared in multiple venues. Thank you again to all the volunteers who make these committees and groups possible. It's truly amazing what we can accomplish when we work together, which is exactly what the voter services team does. I'm now going to turn things over to Chris Haskell, Voter Services Coordinator.
Thank you, Mary. Everyone vote has become our slogan, just as it has always been our goal. The 2020-2021 election cycle, coinciding with the time of COVID, certainly challenged us. However, with apologies to Margaret Mead, never underestimate what a committed group of league members, along with their partners, can do. For all the details, please be sure to read the Voter Services Annual Report submitted by our chair, Laura Milner. Let me give you just the highlights. As Mary said, forums via Zoom became the best way to hear from candidates. The posting of multiple forums on our website gave citizens a chance to watch them at their convenience. This was personally brought home to me as I was standing in my front yard one afternoon and a neighbor walked by and said, "I just watched the school board forum on your website. It was great." And she wasn't alone. There were over 350 views of that same forum. We have years of building relationships with our area post-secondary schools and high schools that again paid off. We moved our registration events with Viterbo and UWL outdoors and focused on broadcasting the Get Out the Vote message through social media. In the spring of 2020, we were able to turn our high school presentation into one that could be shared virtually. If you haven't yet seen the YouTube of Every Student Vote, take a look. It's a real source of pride. We dressed in period costume to celebrate the 100 years of the 19th Amendment while tabling at the Historical Society's annual Silent City event in Oak Grove Cemetery. This year's event focused on the history of local suffragists. We were fortunate to be asked by La Crosse County to partner with them and the Driftless Voter Coalition in a media campaign. This resulted in a terrific fall series of Get Out the Vote ads on billboards, TV, radio, social media, and in area newspapers. These images are still reflected on our website and other media. A wonderful new relationship was begun with Head Start. In addition to sharing voting materials with all of their families and our yard signs at all their locations, we did presentations at their monthly parent meetings. Our yard signs continued to be an important way to get out the message when election was coming up. They were placed in front of schools, parks, county buildings, and places of worship, in addition to many residences. If you are not on our sign crew, I'm not sure you can really appreciate the varying seasons in which elections take place. Once you've bundled yourself up and taken your shovel along to dig in signs in January, you can really appreciate the ease of March. COVID challenged us to come up with a new way to have direct contact with potential voters. Thus was born our door hanger initiative. We designed and printed 5,000 hangers for the November election, and just to outdo ourselves, 10,000 for the April election. In addition to hanging at residences all over the city of La Crosse, we distributed to the Housing Authority, Head Start, the Hunger Task Force, Hope House, and the main library in La Crosse. The many volunteers became intimately familiar with the average number of steps leading up to front doors and the number of Ring doorbells in use. I've been throwing out the word we. Of course, you don't hang thousands of door hangers, put up hundreds of signs, keep up a vibrant social media presence, and connect with multiple partners without a dedicated group of volunteers. The core team is our amazing Voter Services Committee. We are joined in our endeavors by many league members who answer the call. We are fortunate to have partnerships with the La Crosse Community Foundation, area high schools and post-secondary schools, the Driftless Voter Coalition, the county, and many more. When we say everyone vote, that's what we mean, everyone. All 4 elections in this cycle saw an increase in the percent of registered voters over similar past elections. We are dedicated to ensuring that we do all we can to empower voters. Join us and find out what new adventures await for future elections. Send me an email via our website Contact Us button, and I can add you to the Voter Services Committee or the volunteers list. I began with a nod to Laura Milner. I will end with a thank you to her for being our Game for Anything chair during these interesting times, and a wish to her for joy in her new adventures. It is now my pleasure to introduce the new city clerk of La Crosse, Nikki Elson. She's not really new to us or the city clerk's office. She served 23 years as deputy city clerk. She was appointed interim for the remainder of the elected term, December 2020 to April 2021. She became the first appointed city clerk effective April 21st, 2021. She's also a 16-year member of the Wisconsin Municipal Clerks Association, received Wisconsin Certified Municipal Clerk designation in March 2013, and is certified by the Wisconsin Elections Commission to conduct chief inspector trainings. Welcome, Nikki.
Thank you, Chris. That was very nice. I don't know that I've had an introduction like that. Hello, league members, and thank you for this opportunity to introduce myself and to offer this presentation. I was asked to talk about challenges of being a municipal clerk. As I was thinking about what I wanted to discuss, the word challenge kept pointing me down a negative path. I've both personally and professionally endured enough negativity the last year, so I'm going to use this as an opportunity to focus on the positive and how I view the challenges of being a municipal clerk. The week of May 3rd was Professional Municipal Clerks Week, an annual recognition of municipal clerks and appreciation for the important work that clerks do. I would like to honor the 1,854 municipal clerks in Wisconsin and describe some of the day-to-day challenges in the life of a municipal clerk. The clerk position is one of the oldest in local government. When the early colonists came to America, they set up forms of local government to which they had been accustomed. The office of clerk was one of the first to be established. The role of a municipal clerk is one of the busiest, most diverse government jobs. Clerks are selected for their attention to detail, as well as their ability to be forward-thinking and to anticipate problems. A municipal clerk wears many hats. You could say we're a jack of all trades, and most days there are not enough hours for our workload. Much of what a municipal clerk does is mandated and deadline driven. Yes, this is a challenge, but we never get bored with our job and we never settle for anything less than our very best. Clerks are responsible for administering elections, the hat many of you see us wear. We hire and train election officials. We arrange polling sites and election day setup. We prepare ballots and determine quantities. We test election equipment. We ensure election officials have the most current information in their role on election day. We certify election results and so much more. Yes, this is a challenge, but we take pride in our role in democracy and in ensuring elections are free and fair. Clerks facilitate municipal licensing and permitting. We are the filing officers for a multitude of applications, and that means we are charged with ensuring applications meet deadlines, are complete, are distributed for internal reviews, are scheduled as appropriate before the governing body, and are issued timely. Yes, this too is a challenge, but we engage with local business owners and develop relationships with those that keep our community alive and vibrant. Clerks support their boards or councils and often many subcommittees. We schedule meetings and prepare agendas. We maintain local legislation. We attend numerous meetings and prepare and preserve minutes. Yes, this too is a challenge, but being an active member of local government and an integral part of the process, it gives clerks institutional knowledge for carrying out policy decisions. Clerks are the official record keeper. We are tasked with having significant organizational skills and ensuring transparency and communication with the citizens we serve. Yes, this can be a challenge, but clerks are dedicated. Clerks want the best for their communities and enjoy providing service to the citizens. Clerks are the gateway to the municipality and deal with a lot of personalities. We interact daily with municipal officials, department heads, outside agencies and organizations, and members of the public. Yes, this too can be a challenge, but we enjoy working as a team and the interactions with others. We acknowledge others' strengths and respect each other's differences. We have a passion for our work and in providing exceptional customer service. Clerks must know and understand the laws and local policies, election laws, alcohol laws, record management laws, open meeting laws, municipal laws, and laws are ever changing. Municipal clerks are tasked with staying attuned to law changes. Yes, this is definitely a challenge, but we thrive on knowledge and educating others. While being a municipal clerk is challenging, our position is extremely rewarding. We are time managers and active listeners. Clerks are professionals that work behind the scenes to ensure the smooth operation of local government. Being challenged is a way to learn and to grow. So with that, I would like to thank you for this opportunity for me to give some insight into the role of a municipal clerk. And thank you for all that you do, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
I will start over again now you don't have to read lips. Okay, thank you, Miss Elson, for keeping our elections fair, transparent, secure, and for coming to address us tonight. The league is here to help, so anytime you need some volunteers, just ask. So there are several other groups that deserve to be recognized. First and foremost, our board members and committee chairs. Thank you, everyone, for your involvement and dedication to the principles and mission of the League. I'd like to express a special thank you towards our exiting board members. Sheila Garrity, who has been so valuable in obtaining grants for our work and for organizing the centennial. Laura Milner, for expanding the reach of voter services, and Pam Knutson for keeping our message in the public eye. Your contributions made our league more effective and relevant. It also needs to be mentioned that Maureen Kinney has been on the board in one capacity or the other for 40 years, and she has decided it's time for her to ride off into the sunset. Thank you, Maureen, for your many years of service to the League. You made it a better organization. We will miss you on the board, but we look forward to seeing you at book club. Also, without public support, our league would be irrelevant. Thank you to the organizations who partner with us and help us accomplish our mission. A special thanks goes to the Driftless Voter Coalition for the technical expertise and added outreach this past year for voter services. Also, thank you to the individuals and organizations that have aided us financially through gifts and grants, especially the La Crosse Community Foundation, the Wisconsin Education Network, and the Bob and Jean Mark Family Fund for their support of voter services and education. Moving on, let's look to the future. Robin Schmidt will explain what is on our ballot and lead us in the voting process.
Thanks, Mary. Our bylaws specify that the following documents be approved by members as a part of our annual meeting process. These documents include the 2020 annual meeting minutes, the proposed 2021 budget, the proposed 2021 program priorities, the proposed 2021 bylaw changes, and the recommendations of the nominating committee for elections of officers and board members. There's two ways for members to vote in this election. In just a minute, you'll have the opportunity to vote live as part of this annual meeting using poll questions that will display on your screen. The second option, if you're unable to vote live tonight, is by logging onto our website. The election ballot will be available on our homepage right after this meeting and will remain open through Friday, May 21st. Please note that question number 5 identifies the recommendations of the nominating committee. If there are any additional persons that you wish to nominate for leadership or the board, please enter their name now in the question and answer box at the bottom of your screen. Also indicate whether they have confirmed acceptance of the nomination. Nora will monitor the Q&A box for any new nominations prior to our taking the vote on that question. The documents associated with the ballot questions were sent to all members with the annual meeting announcement and are available on the homepage of our website. Thanks for participating in our election. Now you'll see on your screen the first item that needs member approval, that being the minutes of the 2020 annual meeting. Please indicate yes or no as to whether you approve these meeting minutes. Thank you. The second question that needs member approval is the proposed 2021 budget. Please vote yes or no for your approval of our proposed budget. Thank you. Question 3 asks whether you approve of the proposed 2021 program priorities. Please select yes or no for approving the proposed priorities. Thanks. Question 4 asks whether you approve the changes in our bylaws, which contain some standard language requested by state and national league, but it also changes membership renewal to be what we call rolling renewal. What that means is that your membership will be up for renewal 1 year from the date of your initial membership, which ensures that you get the entire year's membership regardless of what month you joined us. Please select yes or no regarding approval of these proposed bylaw changes. Thanks. And the last question asks whether you approve of the nominations for the positions within the league that are up for election this year. I'll ask Nora if there have been any additional nominations submitted by attendees.
No, we've not received any additional nominations, Robin.
Okay, thank you. So seeing that there are no additional nominations, please answer yes or no as to whether you approve of the recommendations of the nominating committee. Thank you. Thank you all for your voting. Remember, every vote counts. This concludes the election portion of the annual meeting, and I'll turn it back to Mary. Thanks.
Okay, there I go. Now I'm ready here. Thank you, Robin. As this year ends, I look back in awe at what we've learned, what we carried out, how we succeeded in our efforts. While this was a challenging year, we pulled together as a league. Through countless volunteer hours, our board, committees, membership, and partners made a difference in educating, informing, inspiring, and motivating citizens to exercise their civic responsibility and vote. On a personal note, thank you for allowing me to be part of this amazing and phenomenal organization. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to have been your president these last 2 years. Congratulations to our 2021 to 2023 President-elect Robin Schmidt. I'm so excited for the League's future under Robin's innovative, forward-thinking organizational skills. It's my pleasure to present the League of Women Voters of the La Crosse area's new president-elect, Robin Schmidt. uh,
Thank you, Mary, but I think there's a little task that you're supposed to be doing at this point.
all right, received this package on my door this morning. It looks to me like a voter sign. So maybe it's one, maybe it's gilded. It says thank you on it. Let's see, hold it up. It's definitely a sign.
It's an autographed sign, I'm sure.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. Look at this. It says vote like your life, children, wildlife, health, rights, and planet depend on it. This is wonderful. Who designed this? Who did this? This is great. I think we should have like 3,000 of these. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. It makes me be Klimt. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mary. And we are so grateful for everything that you've done. It's so humbling to be part of a group that's done so much this past year. But really, before I talk about how excited I am about the future, I just really need to specifically recognize and thank you for all of your hard work and dedication to the League during these past 2 years as president. Your talents and energy kept us together, even during a pandemic, so that we could accomplish all the amazing things that were previously mentioned. I continue to value your humor and your mentorship, even if our coffee clutches in the afternoons had to be canceled because of COVID. I hope you appreciate the flowers and the gift that arrived today at your house from myself and on behalf of the entire board. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting me be part of this. Now, Robin, it's up to you.
All right, pressure's on. So now that we've had highlights of last year's accomplishments, I'd really like to talk a little bit about next year. Mary mentioned continued growth in the League membership. And our challenge is to keep you all engaged and active with the league in a year where there are not very many elections. We want to harness the energy that you, our members, brought this past year while still staying vigilant about our core work on voter registration and election issues, branching out using different types of opportunities. Some possibilities for keeping you engaged include the use of study groups on specific topics of interest, identifying members who may want to serve as issue champions or are experts, so to speak, for the league on a particular topic, or perhaps to reconstitute our observer corps for monitoring local government meetings and staying on top of impactful local decisions. Next year's program priorities document reflects national and state positions, as well as a plethora of local issues that are important to our community. We want to know whether you're interested in climate change, social justice and equity, affordable housing, or other issues. Maybe we do a study group on affordable housing in the area, or have a league issue champion on PFAS, or have a member monitor and report back on local meetings on the upcoming county comprehensive planning update. And with all of our efforts, we must be mindful to fulfill our commitment to a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive organizations. So starting in June for most of us, you're going to get an email that indicates that you can now renew your membership online. We're reaping the benefits of our investment in the Club Express platform by using that technology to incorporate 3 brief survey questions as part of your online renewal membership process. When you log in to renew, you'll be asked about which issues are most important to you, about how you might want to be engaged in those issues, and whether we might be able to tap into your skills, talents, and time to help us with a one-time project or a continuing effort. How this will work is when you receive the email letting you know it's time to renew your membership, click on the link provided in the email. That link will take you to our member renewal page on our website where you can renew your membership online. If you don't know your password, we added a password assistance button to our website to help you get logged in. Once you log in the first time, the system remembers you. We also invite you, while you're logged in as a member, to check out member-only website features, which include things like our member directory, our photo library, and our document library. So I conclude that as a volunteer-driven organization, we become better when members are engaged in our mission and help steer our future efforts. In the words of our founder, Carrie Chapman Catt, service to a just cause rewards the worker with more real happiness and satisfaction than any other venture in life. Thank you so much for joining us in celebrating the past year, and I really look forward to working with you in the upcoming year. This concludes the 2021 League of Women Voters of the La Crosse Area Annual Meeting.